Hello everyone, and welcome to this video. Just before I get started, I just want to say that I have had to restart this career mode because the old file got corrupted. So I've kept the same results. So I got the first and second from the first two races, but the AI's results are obviously different. So yeah, just thought I'd let you know. And I've also got a new helmet as well, and it's actually quite nice. It was made by someone on race department. Here it is now. It's got the Welsh dragon on the side because I'm Welsh, obviously. It's a Ferrari helmet, obviously. I like the colours of it. And on the other side you have the Ferrari horse, and obviously my number is on the top as well. But that's it for now. That's all I want to say, and I'll see you in the episode. Hello everyone, and welcome to the 45th episode, I think it is, of the career mode here on F1 2016. Just going through the qualifying goals here, and just quick introduction really. Just to say that sorry there haven't been many career mode videos recently. It's just that they're really hard to record consistently. But there's the performance comparison, and I will now let Crofty and Anthony Davison take over for qualifying.
We'd like to welcome you from wherever in the world you join us today for this F1 qualifying session here in Shanghai, China.
So here we go then into qualifying, starting our flying lap here for quick Q1. I know you can see it's wet. I really wasn't expecting this really, but coming across the line to start our first lap of qualifying, it was an alright lap really. It wasn't the I did make a few mistakes here and there, but I still went fastest by quite a lot. I mean, I know I say that, I made a few mistakes here and there. I went fastest by 2/10, which is quite funny to be honest, because I thought I was going to be a lot slower than that with the amount of mistakes that I had. But did you see that Danny Kvyat actually went out in Q1 in 21st? Obviously that Toro Rosso isn't very good in the wet, unlike real life. But now moving on to Q3, I was thinking, isn't it a bit dry? Like, it was getting drier. You can probably tell the rain has stopped, but I was thinking, is it dry enough for like dry tyres? And obviously by this it wasn't. So I was flicking through all the drivers thinking, oh, is it dry enough yet? And I thought no. So we were getting to the near the end of the session, so I thought, well, I better go out on into set a lap time just so I have a lap time to get through to Q3. And I did, and as you can see, it's pretty dry. I mean, obviously it's not dry enough yet for dry tyres, but I went P6 for that lap, and it was alright. It wasn't the best, but it was alright. As you can see there, all the normal suspects going out in Q2, apart from, well, maybe Magnussen getting 13th, maybe? I don't know, maybe that's unusual. But the top 10 was pretty much 2x2x2. I don't know about the top 2, but it was basically 2x2x2. But moving on to Q3 now, I was thinking, well, it's got to be drier than what it was in Q2. So what I did was I went through flicking through all of the drivers, and they were all still out on intermediates, which is kind of interesting, because I was like, that's dry, that's near enough dry, and they were all still out there on intermediates, and they were all setting pretty fast lap times as well. So I was thinking, what am I going to do here? And as you said, there's 8 minutes left on the clock, so I had plenty of time to make a decision. So, just flicking through all the drivers here, Hamilton setting a 104.2 in the second sector. So I was like, well, I mean, it might still be alright for the Inters, but I don't know whether it would be, like, there'd be enough grip out there for them. I mean, obviously the AI can find grip wherever they want, but I didn't really understand it. But fast forwarding to the end of the session, well, near enough the end of the session, hopefully giving myself enough time to do a lap, and they're still out on intermediates, but they're all coming in. Obviously this is their in lap. They're all coming in, and I was thinking, well, is this time to go out on dries maybe? I don't know. But I was, and because of that indecisive decision on my part, I decided to wait again to see if they'd go out on dry tyres. And it was a very interesting qualifying section, because it was kind of wet, but it wasn't. And I don't really know what was going on with the weather. You see here, Rosberg goes out again, with just over 2.5 minutes left, I think that is, or 2 minutes 50 or whatever. And I was thinking, oh, I better go out now on these intermediates because I've only got 2 minutes left. And I was thinking, because as you can see, I selected the dry tyres, thinking it'd be dry enough, but I obviously didn't go out. So then I went on a flying lap, thinking, oh, I've got plenty of time to do this. And as you can see, when these lights go out in the top right, there's only 20 seconds left. So I messed up. At this point, I was thinking, I've got enough time. But that was just me trying to be optimistic, and it wasn't really working. And yeah, I didn't set a qualifying time, which was an oops on my part. So we're starting 10th. Yay me! I am such an idiot. I should have realised how much time that would have taken to get out there on the wets. Obviously it would have taken longer to get out there on the wets. So, you know, more fool me really. So, yeah, 10th. Great qualifying there from me. I mean, how can that go so badly? It's just... it was just... I didn't know what to do. So now we're starting 10th in the race, which is wonderful. We're still leading the rivalry, so obviously all this has changed because I've had to restart everything. But now listening to the race goals from the agent. Yep, the agent. And I will hand you over to Crofty and Anthony Davidson for the pre-race stuff.
Hard work, ingenuity and ambition. All things you'll find in abundance amongst the 15 million people of Shanghai over there to our southeast. And we've got plenty of that here on the grid as well.
Qualified lower than we expected. See if you can make up some places off the start.
Well, I will certainly try, engineer, don't worry about that. So as you can see here, it's a full wet race here in China. Once again, more rain. I think this is the first wet race we've had in this season so far. I can't quite remember. But the strategy was there, as you can see. The wet's wet. Obviously the rain was easing up, apparently, according to the weather. So that should be interesting to see what happens there and when that comes. So here we are then, 5 red lights, and we're off for the Chinese Grand Prix. We've got off to a sluggish start, as you can see there. The forcing of Hulkenberg managed to get past us, but the second phase of the start was amazing, and we managed to get past the McLaren of Button, I think that was. You see here, a bit tentative down the inside of the Williams, but we managed to get down the inside of them eventually. Squeezed out by the McLaren and the Williams fighting ahead of us. But we try and go around the outside of them, didn't work. So they both get a poor exit. We go side by side with the Williams and the McLaren, but we back out of it and think better of it. And yeah, nothing came of that really. But moving on to the end of lap 1 now, coming on to a straight. Can we pass the McLaren on a straight? If we don't pass the McLaren on a straight, this is going to be very embarrassing. We haven't passed him in a straight. That's slightly embarrassing. Ignore that. Anyway, we've managed to close up loads under braking, and now we get a good exit off that corner. And can we get on the inside of this corner? Maybe. He's left the room. We've taken the cone with us, and we've got the position. That was an unorthodox move. Couldn't quite say that word then. But anyway, going down the inside of Bottas now at the middle of lap 2. I think that is the middle of lap 2. I don't know. Maybe the middle of lap 2. Anyway, we got past him quite easily there. And as you can see now, cutting to the end of lap 3, coming to the back straight here. Trying to put the power down. We've run a bit wide and we've lost it. We're losing it. And we haven't. No, we've got it back. We've got it. Oh no, never mind. Ignore that. That did not happen. Anyway, coming on to the begin just after the first corner of lap 6 now. Right behind Max Verstappen. Can we overtake him down here? Can we go for a dive bomb maybe? Are we going to go for it? Oh, we do it. We do it. Oh, we lock up a little bit. Oh, have we done it? Have we done it? He's still there. He's still on our outside. Have we done it? Yes, we've done it. He backed out. We've got a better exit out of that corner, better than Verstappen. So, anyway, coming on to the end of lap 8 now, going on to lap 9, and we've got a great run on Ricciardo here, using slipstream to the maximum effect. We tried to go down the inside there, but he closed the door. But we go down the inside of him halfway through the corner, and we managed to get past him here. We're now behind our teammate Sebastian Vettel. So in 9 laps, we've gone from being starting 10th to 9th, which is a great start. And we've now coming to the end of Gutierrez is at the Grand Prix. It's caused a safety car. That's wonderful, because what I haven't quite shown yet is that this part of the Grand Prix, as you can see here, the tyre wear, or the tyre status even, is that it's starting to get drier, but not quite dry enough for intermediates yet. But my engineer said it is. He thinks it's dry enough for intermediates, and if I think I should come in and change the tyres, then I will. But the only issue is that when this happens here now, I accidentally say pit in on lap 12, which is the next lap. So then that means that then Vettel can go in this lap. So he does. And then I have to go out on another lap on wets. Now at this point, it's suitable for intermediates. And I wasn't really happy with the way this was going. So as you can see, the safety car comes in now, and I'm still on wets, and everyone else who was on intermediates is still behind us. It's caught up now behind us. So as we now pit in, we're going to be probably stone dead last, if I'm honest with you. It's closing up to Rosberg here, and for some reason we've been limited to 44 miles an hour. I don't know what's going on here. We've been limited to 44 miles an hour. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. Help! But we managed to get to the pit lane entry without losing any positions, because for some reason the AI don't overtake you in the pit lane. Maybe they think there's not enough room, and we get held up. This just gets better and better. What a nightmare this Grand Prix is turning out to be. I really hate this Grand Prix at the moment. We've done 13 laps, and we went from 10th to 4th, and now we're 16th, 15th, 16th. This is just horrible. What is going on? I mean, hopefully we can recover from here. I don't really know what we can do from here, but we get a better entry. Oh, we're going around the outside of Rosberg here, and the Manor. Can we get the Manor as well? Maybe no. Manor was too far ahead, but we get better exit than the Manor, and we just go clean round his outside, because the Manor is useless, and there's a reason why they went bankrupt in real life. Well, maybe that's not the reason why, but they went bankrupt in real life for a reason, obviously. But we're now going to go down the inside of this Manor. No, not quite. He shuts the door on us, but we have more downforce, and we go down the inside of this corner. Maybe he's still there. Fair play to him. He's still there, but we managed to get him in the end. This is a pretty entertaining race. I'm not going to lie. Yes, it's been a bit of a nightmare for me personally, but there's a lot of overtakes for you guys to watch, so you can thank me later. Anyway, coming on to the end of lap. Oh well, that was a good exit. I mean, I wasn't really expecting that, but that happened. Anyway, moving on now to the end. Well, to the beginning of lap 19 now. Coming up to behind Magnussen. Is that Magnussen? Yeah. He goes really slow into that corner. We decide to cut back, and job done. I don't really understand. I know we're in a Ferrari, but this is meant to be ultimate AI. I don't really understand why they're all going so slow. It's like, I know this is intermediates, and I know they're not very good in intermediates, but I mean, look at this, closing up on a Toro Rosso, and we just go straight down the inside of him like that, and in the process setting a fastest first sector by 1/10 of the race. So as you can see, we are flying right now. We are absolutely flying. Coming on to the end of lap 20 now. We're catching up to Grosjean. Oh no, we're not. We're pitting. Sorry, I forgot there was another pit stop in this race, because apparently the intermediates couldn't go to the end of the race, and I can vouch for that because I checked just before this pit stop happened, and they were on, like, the front left was on 33%, so, you know, I doubt they would have reached the end. But as you can see there's a little lens flare on the camera. Oh, we've been held up again. Ignore the lens flare, we've been held up again. What is going on with this pit crew? I mean, I feel like I should just fire them all, because they are holding me up for every single car, and it's really annoying me. We come out in 13th, and Hulkenberg is out of the race. This is a action-packed race. This is, as you can see there's the reason why his engine blew up. Yep. I mean, I know China is pretty intense, but you know, come on now. Anyway, here we are now, right behind Grosjean, and we should be able to pass him down here. We've got a great exit. Will we be able to get him? I don't know. Dive bomb maybe. Brake later than him. No lockup, and Vettel is in the pits. That's how far behind Vettel we are, ladies and gentlemen. That's how much of a crap race we have had in this Grand Prix. I mean, we're so far behind our teammates, unbelievable. But on the end, coming towards the back straight now on the end of lap 2, and we are right behind the Force India of Perez. But we run wide. We won't. Can we catch it? Can we catch it? Maybe. Maybe. We're on the grass on the other side. Maybe. What is going on? Where are we going? Maybe. And we've got it. That was a save. I mean, I was quite nervous at that point when that happened. I was quite nervous I was going to actually bottle it and destroy the car. But anyway, coming up to the same point on the racetrack where we're right behind Perez now, almost touching his rear diffuser. We go fastest in the second sector, I think that was. But obviously this is a Force India, it's got the Mercedes engine in the back of the car. I don't think we'll be able to pass him down here. Maybe under braking we'll be able to get him. I don't know. Maybe are we going to go for it? We're going to go for it, and we've done it. Now that was a constructive dive bomb. It wasn't a reckless dive bomb. It was constructed. It was a constructive dive bomb. Anyway, moving on now to lap 24. This is the same clip. We're right behind the McLaren of Alonso, who's doing rather well, really. He kind of did a weird thing in the braking zone there, but we're now going to go down the inside of him as well, and that moves us up into P6. So we are doing a great recovery here. There's 4 laps left, 5 laps left, and we are now catching up to Button, who is right in front of us now, coming up to the point again. Now, if we don't pass this McLaren in a straight line, I will be embarrassed, and I will stop the commentary right here, right now. Okay, we're past him. That's fine. It's fine. I don't have to stop the commentary now. That's great. So now all we have left is Bottas for 4th, and you can always tell by the mini-map the top 3 are miles away. I'm not going to be able to catch them. They are ages away, and I'm not going to be able to catch them. I mean, we've passed Bottas. It's pretty much it for the race then, really, unless a miracle happens, and one of the front 2 breaks down. We run wide. Can Bottas get us back? No, we can't. We almost set another fastest first sector, by the way. Which is this car felt great in the wet. It was very strange, but I'm coming now to the end of lap 28, the last lap. DRS has been enabled, so if this was a 100% race, I would be pitting in for dry tyres right now. But Hamilton has won the race from Vettel, I think it was, and then Ricciardo. So it wasn't a bad recovery really, but it was a bit of a nightmare of a race really for me personally. But I'm pretty alright with 4th place. So yeah, 4th place it is. So here are the final results then for the race. Hamilton won the race, Vettel 2nd, Ricciardo 3rd. I finished 22 seconds behind, and Rosberg finished 8th, surprisingly. So not a very good race for him really. And Verstappen finished 11th as well. So those two are very much, you know, they've lost ground in the championship really. But as you can see there, Kvyat managed to recover to 17th, which is good for him. So here is the driver standings. I'm now second with 55 points. Hamilton's now top with 68. Vettel is third, and Ricciardo is fourth. I'm 13 points behind Hamilton, so we've got some catching up to do. And in the constructors, can it get any tighter than that? There's 1 point between Mercedes and Ferrari. But that's it for this episode, guys. I'll see you next time for the Russian Grand Prix, and I'll see you there. Goodbye.